So we're less than 24 hours away from the time that we leave Spain and end up back at home in DFW. And one of the things I've noticed is that this trip is super different just because the way that I'm having to use my equipment, my camera and photo equipment, is really, I've noticed, kind of creating a little bit of a barrier, a little bit of physical distance between me and the people that I'm here to document and the things I'm here to document. And that's not necessarily a bad thing because it's my job to capture as much as I can and to tell a compelling story. But what I haven't enjoyed is the distance that I felt from our group that we're traveling with most of this trip. And again, I understand, like, I'm here for a reason, just like they're here for a reason. But whenever I'm working with my gear and I've got my gear in my hand, I'm having to think about the composition. I'm having to think about the shots that I'm getting to tell the story, kind of complete the narrative of what's going on here in Spain through WorldLink. And I absolutely love it. I'm not knocking that at all, but it creates something physical to distance me from the other person, where if I'm having a conversation with somebody, I've got the camera in my hands. This doesn't, it's not communicating all of the attention is on the person I'm speaking with. Or while I'm holding the camera in my hands, my brain is automatically in work mode, and I think this would be a good shot, this would be good composition, this would be something that I'd really, really love to document. And it just makes me think in that work mode, and it's kind of hard because really just today on our tourism day, where we're just kind of driving all over the place and seeing these incredible, beautiful things that are still standing from history, I really felt I got connected with the people that we're on the trip with because I didn't have the camera with me the whole time. The physical barrier was eliminated almost entirely. The only camera that I had was the Fuji x100v, and that camera, it's so small and portable, it doesn't take up any room, and it's not as intimidating as something like what I'm looking at now with the big mic on top and the lens just pointing straight at your face. It's not nearly as intimidating. And so it's easier to carry a conversation whenever I'm holding the small Fujifilm X100V as opposed to the fat A7R5. Look like this. So it's the difference between having something like this very small and portable and pocketable point and shoot camera as opposed to something that is big and intimidating like this A7R5 with the 85 Sigma on it. This is imposing. This is kind of hard to not notice. And so it creates a physical barrier. And I'm noticing I don't really enjoy that, even though I know part of my job, most of my job, really is to document the way that I need to, get the coverage, kind of stand far back, get the wide shots or be up close and get the kind of personal stuff. But really today, just walking around with this camera and only this camera, I had so much more fun. I was able to connect in a way that I needed to connect. But really what I'm noticing is kind of how I need to get better at bridging the gap between work and camaraderie, because I'm naturally very outgoing. I'm naturally very enjoyable and pleasant to be around, I think. But when I'm in work mode, my job is to kind of not be noticed and really kind of get the things that people don't even know I'm getting, document the things where they might stop and look and think, how'd you even get that picture? I didn't even know you were standing there. And so it's kind of making it a little difficult, but I know there's a way, I know there's a middle ground that I can hit. I just don't really know what that looks like yet. Again, I'm still new at this. Like, this is my, I think my third or fourth trip to travel with my equipment. But this time I'm not traveling with people, with only people that I know. I'm traveling with people who are from another state, who I've never interacted with before we left. So I don't know, I just need to figure out, because I know that balance exists, I just have to find it. So if you're in the photo filmmaking space and there's a way that you know to kind of still maintain your professionalism, maintain the job that you've been hired to do, but also kind of develop some camaraderie, please let me know, because like I said, I would love to do that. And I just noticed it's been kind of weird. But today, while I was just walking around with the Fujifilm, it was great. I just got to walk around. We were kind of exchanging pictures with each other, showing each other things, and just having a fun time, really having great conversation. But I noticed it was a lot harder to have that great conversation whenever I'm holding something like this FX3 or something like this A7R5. All that to say, I'm still learning this. I'm no expert, but I'm having a lot of fun. This is the coolest job ever, that I get to go and document and work in this capacity to advance the gospel, advance the mission of these incredible, incredible organizations, and see incredible places like Madrid and Bilbao and San Sebastian and little small towns in the south of France, things like that. So that's all I got for you. Love you guys.